Good morning, everybody. We are doing our much anticipated Lovers in a Separation reading. And so, what is a Lovers in Separation reading? A Lovers in Separation reading is for those in the collective that are currently on a break from their partner. Now, this could be a twin flame, this could be a soulmate. This could just be a karmic. We don't know, but what we're going to do is we're going to look at what the energies are for the collective. For those of you who are in a separation, we don't worry about the labels so much. We just look at the energies. So let's see what the energies are for that collective that is separated from their person. Spirit, what do you have for us? And Spirit saying friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. And this is a very important thing from Spirit, and that is about friendship, right? Why do we want to nurture friendship? Because without friendship, it's just lust, right? And we want to make sure that it's more than just the physical. And many of us forget about that. And so Spirit's reminding us that you really need to develop some sort of a friendship. You have to have a basis for a foundation for a relationship. And remember, this is a collective read, so not everything is going to align with where your experience is at this now moment. However, a lot of it will. Just make sure you're liking, following, sharing, and subscribing. The more energy you put towards uh, these lives, the more I can pull on that energy and read your story and have more information that's specific to you. And so, with that, Spirit, what is the energies around this collective that is in separation right now? And so, just make sure that you're just taking what resonates and leave the rest behind. All right, one more card, please, Spirit. See if Spirit wants to give us another card. Feel there's maybe one. There we go. All right, so let's see what the first set of stuff that we're getting right now for this collective that is in separation at this point. So let's see where we have. All right. So Spirit's saying cherish your relationships. So whatever relationships you do have that is working in this moment, cherish it and start to feel into it to see what that energy is. And when you see that energy, you're also going to find the energy that you need to align with in order to get a better relationship. And Spirit's saying you have to have trust. If you don't have trust in your relationship, if you don't have trust in your partner, then you don't have a relationship because it's just fear. Spirit's also saying make sure that you're feeling into your heart because we don't want to feel it in the stomach. We want to feel it up in the heart area. Why do we want to feel it in the heart area? Because that's where love sits, not in the stomach where fear sits, right? Spirit's saying trust the signs, right? We're giving you signs. Make sure you're looking at those signs. Spirit's saying true connections almost appear telepathic because why? You're on the same frequency match. And with that, we see union coming, right? And so, yay, for those of you who identify as twin flames, union, that's all we ever think about. But, let's not focus too much on that. But what Spirit's saying is if you can get into all this, then there's a potential that you will come into union with somebody. It's not saying who at this moment. So let's dig a little deeper into the cards and let's see what is coming through. So, Spirit, what else do you want to tell us about this collective in separation from their person? What else do we have? Need two more cards, Spirit. There we go. All right. So let's dig into the cards and let's see what we have here. So, Spirit's saying that you're going to have some romantic feelings coming in. This will be a past life relationship. But Spirit's saying make sure you're paying attention to the red flags because some of you may be pulling something in, but it may not be what you're looking for. Spirit's saying it's safe for you to love. So there's a chance you have to just make sure you're using your discernment that you're not pulling in the wrong one because why? This is a soulmate. And we like soulmates. Why? Because they're in a high frequency match. People who feel that the twin flame is the highest frequency match are actually wrong. But you can believe whatever you want because it's your own alignment and your own perspective. However, twin flames generally are all about trauma, and they're keeping you in a much lower vibration and keeping you stuck over and over again. You really want somebody with a higher frequency match. And with that, we see another confirmation of commitment, which is wedding. Wedding doesn't always mean that you are going to marry this person. It just means that this person is coming in with the potential, provided you've healed enough to get to a commitment level. But you have to make sure that it is somebody in a frequency match. And Jeanette Dixon, if you're looking for a third party reading, those things are something that you would have to do for a paid reading. You can reach out to me at silverfoxspiritual@gmail.com, and I could give you a price list. That one would probably be a $25 to $60 read. For all those who are looking for a reading, while we're mentioning it, you can reach out to silverfoxspiritual@gmail.com. I do paid readings. This reading here is a collective reading. So I'm not doing um, any personal readings in this live. However, this live reading is for those who are in separation from their person. So whatever you pull out of this is relevant for you in this now moment if you've made your awareness. There is no time frame on this. So Spirit, show me what else is going on within the collective with this one that we're channeling right now. Ooh, Spirit, that's way too many. I'm not taking that many. Let's reshuffle that and let's see what else you want to give us. So let's see what we have. All right, that's better. Spirit, give me a couple more cards. All right, there we go. All right, so let's see what we got here. We got a stack load of cards to get through. It's going to be a little bit longer read than I usually do. But there's a lot here. So Spirit's saying a lot of you are not showing your true self. You're wearing a mask, and it's time to rip that mask off. It's time to trust in yourself. It's time to get to that heart opening so that you can actually get those things that you want. There's a lot of lies going on with this mask. Why? We tell ourselves a lot of lies about who we are, what we are, how we are. And for those of you new to my readings, just going to show you the spread a little bit. Here is where you are in the middle. This is your energy. Over here is what I call the hamster wheel of karma. These are the things that are keeping you stuck uh, and keeping you in that lower vibration, not being able to move forward. And over here is the stuff that you want to get to. Above and below is how do you get from point A to point B. So a lot of you are still feeling unsafe. You're really looking to family and friends to try to find that security that you want. You want freedom from this karmic loop, right? But you have to choose. Freedom, choice, healing, all a choice. You have to choose, you have to trust, you have to start moving yourself here. If you just keep on doing the same thing over and over again, you're going to stay in that hamster wheel of karma. And this channel, what we like to say is choose to heal, choose to feel, get yourself off that karmic hamster wheel, right? I'm going to make a t-shirt for that at one point. Uh, so this is about a divine feminine, right? So when we see that, that just means that what we're dealing with is somebody with a feminine energy. It's the magnetic energy, and Spirit wants you to be in that to start attracting, right? We've got an ex-lover coming into the picture. Again, more confirmation of responsibilities, parent, single parent, children. So you gotta kind of release the areas of where they're holding you back. You have to allow for yourself to be happy a little bit. Spirit saying, listen to some music, get some inspiration, because there is a magnetic attraction that's coming, and there is a chance for a reconciliation. Excuse me. And reconciliation is not always that person you have on your mind. It can be a past life person, because I believe we see a past life in here. Yeah, past life relationship as well. So this is probably somebody from a past life relationship. Doesn't necessarily mean somebody in your immediate past. So let's see. We've got an idea of what's going on in the energies. Now let's see what it is that is blocking us, right? Because when we look at our readings and when we ask questions, right? Why is love not coming into our lives? And the first problem is that most people think it's somebody else doing something, and my person hasn't healed. I'm not doing the healing. I'm doing all this healing and my person's not. No, the problem is a lot of us are just surface healing. We're not really working on our real issue because we don't know what it is. So we're going to bring that into your awareness right now. For those of you who are watching, one of these is going to pertain to you, maybe all of them, but you have to really be able to look at yourself honestly and say, what is it within my space that is causing me not to have love in this now moment? And so, excuse me, allergies are killing me today. For many of you, it's too busy. You're finding every excuse in the book not to find your love, not to heal, not to do anything. The Spirit's saying it's time to stop with this excuse. You need to go in, you need to start healing yourself, and you need to start figuring out what it is that you need to heal so that you can actually have a relationship. And a lot of you use being busy as a reason not to be in a relationship because you don't want to actually be vulnerable. You don't want love because subconsciously you're afraid of it. You're afraid of opening your heart. You gotta have start to have trust in yourself. You have to start opening your heart. Self-neglect. You're neglecting your own needs in a relationship. And so this is like an anxious attachment, right? You don't care about what your needs are. You will do anything. When your partner says jump, you say how high. When he says bend over, you say how far, right? Because you have no boundaries. Why? Because you're so afraid of this person leaving and being alone that you will do anything and you will ignore every need that you have. And Spirit says, stop. It's time to stop. It's time for you to find your self worth, start to heal for that. And the last one is not being you. You're trying to project a perfect image, but it's not really you. Be yourself. And this is a big one too, because everybody's trying to project who they think the other person wants, but that's not really you. That's somebody else. So why are you doing it? Because in the end, when they find out who you really are, guess what? They're going to go bye bye. So you need to be in that place of being yourself, right? So now I've hit you with the hard reality of what it is that you're doing to block yourself in love, right? One of those two, three, or maybe all three. Plenty of healings at my Silver Fox Spiritual on YouTube. If you go to that channel, I have a lot of healings. They're all for free. And then you can, if you find that they help you, perhaps look at a one-on-one where we'll really explore what's holding you back and start fixing it energetically. So with that, let's see what else we have here. Let's get some advice from our higher selves as what is it that we need in this now moment? How are we going to get to here, this commitment? We got a lot of energies here that are really overpowering the negatives. So let's see what's going on here. How do we get to the positives? Because remember, it's a choice. Healing is a choice. It is not automagic. It is something that we have to actually choose to do. And if we don't, then we get stuck in the hamster wheel because we're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So Spirit's given us a whole bunch of fun information here, and let's see what we have. So the first thing that we have here is avoid toxic people, right? A lot of you are sucked into a whole circle of friends that are drama mamas, and Spirit's saying, get away from it. Clear your energy. Sage the shit out of yourself, out of your car, out of your house. Open the windows. It's time for you to clear your energy. Do a lot of grounding and ground yourself. Clear all your chakras. Again, go to Silver Fox Spiritual on YouTube. You're going to find a lot of these healings here. Third one is escape materialism. Stop chasing the Gucci bag, the Kardashians. Stop with all this drama. Stop with trying to be somebody you're not. Get away from that. Connect to self. Meditate. Connect to self. Connect to self. Start to heal. Don't connect to angels. Don't connect to guides. Connect to yourself. Start learning what your traumas are from self and start healing with the energy from self. And last but no least, give less F's. And why do we say that? I'm going to hold it right up to the camera because everybody needs to see it. Why? Because you have to truly be who you are, not who you are not. And so don't care about what anybody says about how to be who you are. So with that, now let's get to the part where everybody's been waiting for since the beginning of this read. So for 15 minutes, everybody wants to know when is this union coming? When is this wedding coming? When is this reconciliation coming? When is this soulmate coming? So if you choose to heal, Spirit's saying July. So for many of you who are here, July has huge potential for you. Huge is what I'm hearing. But you have to choose to heal. You have to choose to feel. You have to choose to get off that karmic hamster wheel. So with that, please do like, follow, share, and subscribe. Remember, timing is always fluid. Don't set expectations on it because that only leads to disappointment. Everything can change in the now moment with every new choice. For those of you who are looking for a little bit of guidance on how to work with your own energy, a very similar map like this, reach out silverfoxspiritual@gmail.com for information on paid readings. I only work on the energy. I'm not going to tell you stories about your person because it does you no good. There's no reason to care because why? You have to work on self. Your partner has to work on self. You cannot change your partner. You cannot force your partner to do anything. You have to do things for yourself and expect that what's best for you is going to be manifested because you create your own reality. And so, with that, I thank everybody for watching a little bit longer than usual. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you at the next reading. Cheers, and thanks everybody for coming.